What's interesting about this is that, we actually have pretty well some development here already. It's just by setting, we've actually got some development. It's just basically time, and the proteins are hydrating and they're slowly bonding together.
This is going to be 69% hydration?
Yeah.
What
is
final?
That? What is our liquid levain? Can you look up the next page? That sounds correct. You are correct. 69. It does, doesn't it? So I taught this similar class back at King Arthur not too long ago. It was interesting at the end of it all. The two baguettes, the class was split 50-50 on one. Half the class liked the levain baguette, the other liked the coulish baguette, and it was drastically really different if you stop and think about it. I mean, this is really not much flour I just put in there. You know what I mean, as far as the amount of fermentation. But it's being a levain. There's a lot more acid. There's a lot more going on in it. So
the levain was 100% hydration, wasn't it?
It was, yes. What is it? This yeast is no fun, is it? Tiny scrapers. That's all right.
Now, if you smell that, I mean, it already smells like garlic bread. And because it was half our flour, we practically already accomplished what we set out to do. Thank you. And you put the yeast in with water, is that right?
Yeah. I don't know where the salt went.
It's all correct.
You might need to add water.
Because the hydration is...
That's how it's up to you, but... You can see how much more body that this dough has than the other one. You know what I mean? It's just really got a lot more body. So, remember that slack dough that we just did the other over there? So that fold really made a difference. Do you have another orange scraper? I could probably use the back of this. Or I'll trade you. It's dirty. So, we're doing 1.2 kilos. So now these are going to go straight, made up completely. So these, we're rounding a little bit tighter. So when I round these, you could do them even one in each hand too. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But basically you're stretching it out and you fold it over past halfway. I do like to touch the center a little bit because a lot of times you can see it have a pocket inside there. I just turn it over, pull it over just a little bit. Same thing, turn it over, pull it over. So yeah, it's stretching itself around the outside. So you want to just give it a little bit of tuck, then that's pretty much it. So we're going to go upside down in these baskets, just like so. It's a little bit big piece of dough for the basket. It's going to dome up, but that's all I had in stock. So these are 1 1/4. Yeah. You know, it's funny how it's really just about stretching that dough. So you know, again, you know, like I said, you can do it with one hand or you can do it with two. But you know, just flip it over past halfway, a pat. You're turning it 90 degrees, pat. Like a wood table would be best. And see, after 2 turns, it's not even rounded, but it's round. You know what I mean? So one more turn and it's almost there. You can just kind of tuck it and it's done. So that's the deal. Anybody want to volunteer and jump in and do it? This should be some pretty nice bread.
You gonna do it?
No, you go ahead. I'll do the next one. I'll watch you.
But he does it with one hand. And then
Okay, pats.
pat. Good boy.
And then turn 90.
Yeah.
Turn it 90.
Turn 90 and then half again.
So
are we going over the top?
What I kind of do is I kind of,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and then there you go. So just kind of stop and take stock where you are, especially with it sticky like it is. Okay. Normally I would never do that, but this table's gluing it down. So yeah, I mean, see how close you are right there?
Yeah.
So then the other thing is, I know my hands are a little bigger, but you can just pick it up. Just by picking it up, and kind of pinching it off at the bottom. So that's it. I mean, yeah. So if I was rounding, you know, one in each hand, which I would require someone to do if they were working in my bakery. That's it's the same movement, you know. So you have the dough, you pick it up, you fold it over. You pick them up, you fold them over. You pick them up, you fold them over. And then you can kind of pull them back against the table like that, and then you got two done at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah. So. All right. So, if somebody would like to cut.
Sure.
Anything? Yeah. So, have at it.
He picked it and turned it over and pulled it down.
Yeah, it's like that. Like this.
I understand it, except that
It makes
the
it a
first
lot
time- the
easier to
first time,
shape
I
if
understand
you
it.
keep
Then you've got the
everything,
bowl already.
all your
So you
folds
turn-
based on
turn it
one
around.
side.
I think it's like pick it up,
Absolutely.
kind of go like that.
So one other, I'm going to drive his point home just for a second. Is that when, and this is going to be, I'll be really anal when we do the baguettes, because the baguettes, I don't even want it as amoeba shape. I want perfect squares when we cut the baguette, because I want to handle them very, very little. But it's important to keep the bottom, right? Because that's going to be the outside of the loaf, right? So we keep the bottom, and all the little pieces are going inside. Okay, so we're a little heavy there. So, but then when we put it down, so if I was working, we were working on a big bench, I would toss this to you like that. Okay, so we still have the bottom. It's the floured side, and that's where we begin to do the fold. Okay, right?
So it's nice and smooth after one fold over.
Yeah, and so yeah, exactly. So,
he turned it upside down, and then folded over.
I know, it doesn't look physically.
Right.
It's going to need a little bit more on the outer edge there. Yeah, we're going to be crying the blues later if that's stuck. So.
Yeah.
Jesse, you want to round one of these so they can just see the difference between you and me, or I actually don't know how you round. You're free to just disrupt anything I said, whatever you want.
Get some flour in there.
Okay.
Skip and after this work out there crazy. He's out there in case, but every time he comes in, I can smell the wood smoke.
You wanna do?
Come over there.
About the easiest shape to round is a square.
Yeah.
You can start from that.
Whoa!
Jedi skills.
Nice. Teamwork.
Sorry about that.
All right, so we're out of bassin. No, we have the one the flour's in. So let's use it. Let's.
I'd like to film Jesse doing one of those.
Yeah, Jesse,
I don't know if I
come and bless us with your rounding skills.
I have really dirty fingers right now, so be a good example.
So Michael, you did a pound and a quarter, so will we end up with the 1 pound loaf? Is that the idea?
I did 1 in a kilo or 1.
Wow, that was spectacular. I got it on film.
Oh, you did. I'm gonna have to watch that because I
have it on my
missed it.
site.
Use loose about 20%.
You're gonna put it on your side. You're gonna put these films on your side. Oh, that would be awesome.
Mine's not as good as
What's your site?
yours. You like just pinch it as you go, and that's why yours is poofier than
If
mine.
you
It's a lot of flour.
use the friction of the
You gonna get
table.
their rights?
So really, what I always tell people, in slow motion, what you're doing is you're pressing it against the table. But at the same time, you're sort of rolling it. Like that. So by using the friction of the table, you're tucking the seam underneath.
You know what? I'm going to use those.
And then your other hand just sort of guides it.
Yeah, cool.
And then it's tighter.
Somebody said use our oven, so you know what? Yeah.